They sailed unhindered across the Irish Sea, other ships running close near them as they went, but many, more than were heading west, were heading east. Osric looked at the water, with the sun reflecting pale golden on a calm, glass-like sea. How was it that the weather had been so mild? A cold winter then, she thought, as a skein of geese embroidered their way across the grey-blue sky. A rowing boat had come to meet the ship in the estuary of the Lube River, and the Norse, all 7 of them, 8 if you counted Stjora, went to shore. "How is it we get to keep this ship?" Osric asked her, before her niece uncharacteristically gave her a deep hug. "I have asked it of Sigtrygr, as a gift to me when we wed." And Osric watched her niece cross the water, before they sailed down the coast a little, putting in off the coast at Tara, where the Slava ship once anchored, taking Ethninge and Uineel, and almost taking Eswe's brother, Finoli. It seemed like a lifetime ago, but Osric told Eswe about it. Anyway, it had been the beach. She and Constantine had been together, the first time she had wanted to fuck the young prince back, rather than him take her. The first time she had known what sex could be like for a woman. The first time she had learned to grind her clit on his cock mound and have an orgasm. Osric thought she and Constantine were going to be together for the rest of their lives, and they had been, but not as lovers. Their souls seemed never to want to untwine. Her life seemed more bound up with Constantine and Alba even now than it had ever been. Domnall had been right. She was always making excuses for him, even when Constantine wronged her. Perhaps that was why he had never made to pursue anything with her, though Osric had masturbated many times at the thought of Domnall and her humping one another, riding up her clothes, imagining the pressure and the tension was him. He was not Constantine, and Domnall knew that. Osric knew that. Her mind looked at the coast of Domnall Uineel's land, and wondered about her life there. How close she was now to the land she had spent merely 2 years in. So many changes. Flansinna's son Don Shada challenged his father for the throne. Poor Gormleth was married to the big-hearted Neil Glunjab who, if he did take the throne, would have to plan his Uineel legacy now, for there would be no children, if Domnall's letter was to be believed. Osric closed her eyes to an Irish night sky and opened them to one within 10 miles of the Isle of Monday. I am not going to Strathclyde, not any part of it," Osric insisted to Angus, who had, by all accounts, plotted to take the ship north and into the Clyde River. "We cannot take Owain to Glashcu," she added, nodding to the boy, who was helping to reef the sail. It made sense, and they turned south. And it took them 3 weeks to round Wellies and Cornwalham and creep along the Wessex coast. Once or twice Osric spied a fishing vessel and wondered whether it was Gert and Dulf, still trading after all these years. And winter began, snow falling onto the deck as they rounded St and began the journey north. "I know the waters in the east from Lundin, north," Osric told Angus, when Phelim fell to exhaustion one morning, and Eswe was treating him below decks. "I could try with the rig sail." "No, you will not, Caeleg," Eswe told her. "You have done enough. Rest, and let us do something for once." So she sat curled up in furs and spoke to Owain, who told her about his life at Aberfraw, which sounded to Osric like any life of a prince growing up in any fortress, and of his hopes for Strathclyde, and meeting his father, and he asked Osric about her mother. "You will miss your grandfather," Osric told him. "He has taught me not to miss him. He has told me that I have seen the best of Gwynedd, and it will become a part of Deheubarth, soon, under Hywel's rule." So matter of fact, Osric thought. King Anarod had pragmatically prepared the young man so well, were that all princes thus prepared. He would get on with Constantine. 88,888,888. A month after leaving Tara Bay, and the Norse ship sailed along the Forth, and they sailed unhindered up the river, until Culdis came into view. They disembarked, and Osric looked upon Dunnottar, wondering at all they had done. For all of 5 minutes, as she made to follow Eswe, with Owain in tow, across the flat land before the fortress, she saw a figure herring across to them and stopped. The Mormers had gone ahead, with instructions to the guards on the river that the ship was indeed theirs and there were no Norse aboard it. As the figure approached, Osric saw it was Saenid, and she waited for him to get to her. "You are here," he told her, reaching for her hand, and Osrith was just about to agree when a sharp stab of pain came to her stomach, and she stepped back. Seynet caught her before she fell, and scooped her up into his arms. If Osrith had any doubt that Finan was the child's father, for the next 2 days was going to show her how much of a fighter this infant really was. 88,888,888. Eswe had gone on to Dunnottar, leaving Osrith with Seynet, as he escorted the future king of Strathclyde to Constantine. He was just debriefing the king, when a rattle at the outer door came to Constantine's attention. Yes, he was there. Conall MacCain with Eswe confirmed to the king. He was fighting for Agnol, his brother was there. Yes, Eswe confirmed. But as the door banged again, Constantine held up a hand. Yes? He called, and a guard opened it. Elasate, the elderly woman of Orwork, pushed past the guard, and nodded to Constantine. "It's the Caeleg," she told him. "It has begun for her." And Constantine fell to his knees and began to pray for the life of the child, for whom he had so many ambitions, and for its mother, whom he loved dearest in all the world.